Good afternoon, friends. My non-profit organization, Seeds, started its story with a devastating earthquake in 2001. Two young backpackers, myself and Anshu, were helping people who had lost everything in the earthquake to rebuild their houses, and we discovered something fundamental. Ordinary people, their wisdom and abilities could be the starting point to a better recovery and strengthened resilience. Since then, we have had our boots on the ground in over 35 major emergencies, earthquakes, tsunami, floods, fires, pandemics across the subcontinent, and we have created a new model of collaboration with affected communities, where we enable them to become more resilient to future disasters, shocks, and stresses. We have already impacted 3 million people, but we need to make this work at population scale. India, as you know, is among the 10 most climate hit countries in the world. According to a recent MIT study, if current warming trends continued by the end of the century, outdoor temperatures would be so high that people directly exposed to 6 hours or more would die. But if the problem is global, solutions need to be local, hyperlocal. Our plan, developed as part of the Aspire journey, is to enable the most marginalized communities of the 316 million people living in the 225 climate vulnerable districts of India to survive, adapt, and yet thrive despite recurring disasters. The National Disaster Resilience Platform under the Aspire program hopes to enable communities experiencing impacts of climate extremes to use the platform to be heard and assisted when they are hit by a catastrophic event. So here's what happens. To start with, they will get timely and need-based relief assistance so that they can bounce back faster. They will be able to record their needs through a helpline, an app, or a community volunteer. Response agencies will be able to coordinate relief supplies, ensuring speed, adequacy, and coverage. Second, based on damage and loss, the platform will provide customized solutions in livelihood, housing, education, health, and so on. People will be able to choose that better suits them to build back better and more resilient. And finally, the platform will provide advanced weather warning and evacuation advisories well in time before a disaster so that communities can secure their lives and assets. Important that the platform stays with the communities throughout their journey as they strengthen their resilience after each disaster and their reliance on external aid gradually reduces. So here are some examples. Poor communities get relief faster so that they don't have to migrate in distress. House owners don't just repair their damaged homes, they learn to make them stronger against the next cyclone so that they don't have to spend on repairs again. Farmers can choose multi-cropping to redistribute their potential risks and thus earn higher incomes. A small business can ensure losses against recurrent floods when motivated by a lower interest finance. We have already begun work on developing the platform. We plan to apply this model with 50 small businesses in Kochi and Uttarakhand this year. Dear friends, in India, over 300 million people will be at risk of experiencing impact of climate disasters by 2030, and the most marginalized will suffer the most. The only way to impact 300 million lives in less than 10 years is to look at technology-based platform such as the one we are building. So please help us build it faster and better. Thank you very much.